Now the latest on that developing news out of Warwick, where a water search is going to resume for an 11-year-old girl after reports of a possible drowning.
Yesterday, the body of a 30-year-old man was pulled from the water off Conimicut Point Beach. Erica Ritchie back live at the scene again this morning. Erica, officials calling that man a hero.
And rightfully so, Patrick. I just spoke with Warwick Police a few moments ago. They've just arrived on scene now, getting ready to resume this water search. They tell me that the man in his 30s was here with his own family yesterday, a father himself here with his small children. Likely the motivation that caused him to jump into the water when he saw this 11-year-old girl in distress yesterday. Many others joined him in trying to save this little girl, all of them strangers, and that one man giving his own life in the process. Let's go ahead and show you the scene as it unfolded yesterday. Very, very, very dramatic for many of those looking on. A Warwick fire chief telling us that the call came in as a man and child in distress in the water. When crews arrived, they pulled two people from the water who had jumped in to try and help. They were transported to the hospital where they were treated. No word this morning on their condition. But then the search began for another man who went in to help and the 11-year-old girl. And then sadly, around 7 o'clock last night, they found the body of a 30-year-old man who tried to save the little girl he didn't even know. But this morning, that search is expected to resume for the little girl, an effort the chief says now likely a recovery and not a rescue.
Comment on that. It's heartbreaking. There's no other way to look at it. You know, most of us here have children of our own, and it really hits close to home. It's the worst day you can imagine to have something like this happen.
Yeah, as a parent, this is a tough one. I'll be honest with you. You know, yesterday was Father's Day. Many of the folks who were here were celebrating it as such. As we mentioned, the man who tried to help the little girl, he was a father. His kids were here with him at the beach. And then, of course, there's the dad of the 11-year-old herself. Just a tragic story all around. But, guys, this is a very dangerous area. There are signs posted all over here that say to stay out of the water, particularly around that sandbar, because the rip currents are so dangerous. Many incidents that have happened here because of those currents. We're going to talk more about that coming up at 8:30. For now, live in Warwick, Erica Ritchie, 12 News.
We have an update now this half hour from Warwick, where more crews again ready to search for an 11-year-old girl who went missing off Conimicut Point in Warwick yesterday.
Yeah, this is crews recovered the body of a 30-year-old man who gave his life trying to save that young girl yesterday. Reporter Erica Ritchie is live in Warwick with some new information for us at 8:30.
And Danielle, Patrick, you can see right behind me here members of the Warwick Police dive team gearing up, getting ready to go back into the water this morning to search for that girl. The Coast Guard, we're told, on its way up from Connecticut. And they're going to be going into the waters right over here. This is Conimicut Beach over here. We've already seen a Portsmouth police boat in the water here. The search expected to resume by around 9 o'clock this morning. Now, it was all hands on deck late yesterday afternoon when the calls first came in. Around 3 p.m. is when the Warwick Fire Chief says they were first notified of a man and young girl in distress in the water. When they arrived, they said that they were able to pull two people from the water who had jumped in to try and help, two strangers. And then at 7 o'clock last night, sadly, they pulled the body of a 30-year-old man, another stranger, who this morning is being dubbed a hero for giving his life to try and save another. It's a dangerous area here because of the way the currents run. In fact, in July of 2019, 57-year-old Joseph Gillespie of Auburn, Massachusetts, died here at Conimicut after being caught up in a rip current. It was the same time of day in the same area, right around that sandbar. Local officials say the water here, particularly in that spot, can change in an instant.
It's very deceiving. You've been out here all afternoon. You can see how fast the tide comes in. People walk out there, do not realize just how fast the tide can come in and sweep them away.
All right, so as we come back live here, you can see that the dive team gear is being set at the shore, ready to go into the water. You can see a police boat that's coming in. All of the agencies are converging now, getting ready to resume this search this morning. Police say that the divers will concentrate on the area north of the sandbar where the girl was last seen. The boats will cover the area south of it. And so we're going to continue to monitor this as this begins this morning. We're going to go ahead and have another update for you on 12 News at noon over on WPRI 12. For now, live in Warwick, Erica Ritchie, 12 News.